Priti Pankaj Gambhire, Assistant Professor at Walchand Institute of Technology, Solapur in Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering. Today I am going to deliver a session on wrapper classes in Java. So when it comes the topic of the programming language, Java is one of the popular programming language, and it is most of the time tell that it is object oriented programming language. But you study in detail about the Java programming, it is not 100% object oriented programming language. No doubt it is object oriented language, but not 100%. Why? Because if you observe in Java programming, there are some primitive data types also present. That means not compulsory the all data is present in the form of the objects. So that's why we needed some special concept, that is a wrapper classes basically. So we are going to see in detail about the wrapper classes. So at the end of the session, students will be able to explain what are the wrapper classes in Java. So here there are java.lang package which contains a wrapper class that corresponds to each primitive data types. So whatever the data types are present over here in Java, primitive data types, that are the byte, short, int, long, float, double, character, boolean. So if you observe here, the primitive data type we have mentioned, that is starting with the small letter, and the wrapper class, corresponding wrapper class is there, which is starting with the capital letter. So if you've taken the first example, byte, so the primitive type will start with a small letter, and its wrapper class is having the starting with the capital letter. So all these classes, these wrapper classes are present in java.lang package. Packages are in Java, the packages are nothing but we are storing our inbuilt classes in that package. So we are going to use that ready-made in our program. So the wrapper class in Java, which provides the mechanism which convert the primitive data type into the object and object into the primitive data type. So here is the one example. The following declaration creates an object which refers to with an object with the integer value 40. So here int age is equal to 40. So here int is nothing but my primitive data type is there. Age is my variable name and is equal to 40, which 40 we are going to store in that age variable. But in case of the wrapper class, how we will represent that? We are using that integer which is a class present in the java.lang package, and we are going to use that integer class. Integer age is equal to new integer. So here we are just going to create the object of this integer class. So here integer is my class name, followed with age. Age is nothing but by the object name is there, is equal to new keyword, followed with the integer again, which is class name, which will act as a constructor over here, and in bracket we are passing whatever the value we are going to store in that particular age. So here the 40 value we are going to pass. So basically what we are doing here, we are having the primitive data type int age is equal to 40, that we are going to convert into the wrapper class in the structure of wrapper class. So there are basically two important terms while considering the wrapper class. So here auto boxing is there, also the opposite term is there, that is auto boxing and unboxing. So we are going to see first of all the auto boxing. So it is nothing but the automatic conversion of primitive data type into its wrapper class is known as the auto boxing. Basically these two are the opposite terms. So in auto boxing what we are going to do, we are converting byte to byte, to character, int to integer, likewise. So here byte is there, my primitive data type we are going to convert into the wrapper class. Now here is one sample program. Here one Java program is there to convert the primitive into its object form. So first of all, we have created one class over here, which is a public class wrapper example. We have given the name wrapper example1. Then public static void main, here main method declaration is there. Then inside that we have declare one variable int a is equal to 20. Then after that integer I is equal to integer dot value of a. So here basically what we are going to do, we are converting integer into the integer, that means the int type data into integer, its wrapper class explicitly, and we are using the value of method over here. So while auto boxing, we are going to use the value of, which is the inbuilt method present, we are just going to use it. Then integer j is equal to a. So basically here we are converting this a into the its corresponding wrapper class value. So system.out.println, here we are going to print the a value a plus and plus I plus j. So 20 20 20 will be the output over here. This first 20 is we are going to display int a is equal to 20. Then we are going to store the value integer I to the 20 and also the j is equal to a. So both is having the value 20 over here. So the final output will be the 20 20 and 20. We are just going to convert this into wrapper class, this primitive data type into the its object form, its wrapper class form. So basically we are using this when we are going to come across the Java collection framework. In that we are not going to use the primitive data type directly. So in that case we have to use the wrapper class concept. That means we have to use all these objects in these variables in the form of objects, and so there we needed the wrapper class. Next term is the unboxing, which is I have already told you, it is which is a reverse of that. So automatic conversion of wrapper class into its primitive type, it's known as the unboxing. So already here we have the wrapper class, we are going to convert into its primitive type. It is a reverse process of auto boxing. So auto boxing, we are going to convert primitive data type into wrapper class. Here we are going to convert wrapper type into the primitive type. Next is the unboxing program example. So here public class wrapper example 2, public static void main method declaration we are going to do. And here we first of all we are having in the term of wrapper class. So integer a is equal to new integer and in bracket 3 we have passed. So this is in the form of the wrapper class, and then we are again using the value method int value to convert this particular wrapper class into the normal primitive data types. So int j is equal to a, and we are going to display all this a, I and j. So all these three are having the value 3 3 3. So we are just going to convert wrapper value into its primitive data type form. So here there are the use of wrapper classes in Java programming. We can use wrapper class and create function with parameters using primitive data types. Also we can change the primitive data type into its distinct wrapper class. Already we have seen this. Wrapper class allows various methods while using collections like sorting and searching. So in Java collection framework, we required for the sorting of the data, also for searching operation in array, we are requiring this wrapper classes. Then the wrapper class which implements the technique to convert primitive into object and object into primitive data type. Also in Java we have used the synchronization mechanism that works with objects in multi-threading. So multi-threading is one of the concept in Java where we needed the synchronization mechanism, and that works with objects. So basically wherever we require the 100% object form of variables, so we require the wrapper class. So it may be the Java collection framework, or in multi-threading we are using wrapper classes, so that we are primitive data type we are converting into its object form. So totally 100% object form we can achieve. So this is regarding the wrapper classes in Java. Thank you.